And it's a damn good thing that analog horror isn't real. Right?
Skiggy Bolo. DeadHatz.
Hola guys, I haven't seen you guys since last year. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that I covered a lot on my channel if you watch me, analog horror. But you guys know I go bigger than just analog horror. You know, I cover a lot of web series and ARGs and non-fictions and this and that's and this and those. And what I'm trying to say is I love creative shit on the internet. I thought it'd be nice to kind of show off some interesting analog horror series that I found over, I'd say, the past week, because I wanted to do this topic. So of course I went out hunting. And I think I found a good wide range of them that will fit a good video, I think. You know, just something that you can watch when you want to take a break from all the popular stuff like Mandela Catalogue, Local 58, Walten Files, all that good stuff. You already know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to point out some interesting ones that I've found along this week and bring it to you guys and hopefully give you guys another series to follow. But enough chit-chat. On to the horror.
Okay. Pretty standard, maybe.
So first up is going to be one called the Harrow, and this is one that I actually found quite recently off my research. I thought I was done with the list, and then this popped up when because I was looking all over the place and I was on the subreddit. I was like, oh shit. And so I give it a watch, and I kind of wanted to get like a wide variety of different, channels to look at, something that can suit anyone's desires or like needs. Like if you prefer this kind, you prefer that. And this one is actually just a short movie. It's not a whole series. You don't got to worry about following it and such. It's a short 22-minute film about a hiker in the woods with a video camera. Stuff happens, you know how it is. But I think it was pretty interesting. It is quite of a slow burn, especially in the beginning, but once it hits fast. It had a bit of jump scares, but almost all of them, I think all of them were pretty well deserved. They had good build up. They weren't like cheap, loud crow or door knocking. Everything is like well deserved, and it beats any jump scare that Hollywood is throwing at us these days. And it does do a good job of instilling fear. Kind of getting yourself some heart pounding action, tension going on in there. I would like to discuss it more, but I'm gonna go more of a short little teaser of each one, because obviously I want you to go watch the original on the creator's channel. And if you don't feel like following a series or complex lore and just like a one short video, then this is the thing for you. I thought it was pretty neat. Next up is going to be PARADEF. This is one that I found it a couple days ago, and I actually left a comment on his video a couple days ago, a couple days after I found it, and he replied. I guess he liked my comment. More on the actual topic at hand. If you like more unique series, something that you haven't really seen before, trying to avoid all the usual analog horror tropes and trying to find someone who's really innovating and coming up with their own ideas, then I would most definitely check out PARADEF. There's only a couple episodes out, so I can't say too much without spoiling it. Basically, it follows these SWAT unit or something, some kind of organization that is looking for these afflicted objects. What these objects do, we don't exactly know yet. There's only a couple episodes out, but it's obvious that they're kind of weird. They have, I can't remember the exact term, but they definitely probably have some kind of special properties, whether it be dangerous or mystical, something that they want to keep away from the world because it's dangerous or because they want it to themselves. We don't know yet. And I'm not going to spoil too much of exactly what they find and what they see, so go ahead and check that one out. I thought it was really well made. I think its ability to build up tension and fear without resorting to the usual horror tropes, not just analog horror tropes, was amazing. And the editing style and way they do things is just way different than any other analog horror series I've seen to date. But yeah, do check it out and definitely do follow this series. I feel like it definitely will probably get a lot bigger. So get it now so you can see one of the first people there.
Cursed. Now, are altered items sentient? Not quite. They're often fixated, programmed almost to cause certain events to happen over and over again, while generally less potent than objects of power.
Now. I know a lot of my viewers are people who like puzzle solving, complex series, and they like having a lot of content to work with to kind of like decode and kind of break down and find the story. Now, I will warn you, this series you definitely have to be a seasoned veteran when it comes to puzzle solving, because I haven't figured it out yet. I'm not exactly a seasoned veteran, but I can see it from a different angle because I've made stuff like this before. Or, you know, you could always get a group of friends to kind of solve it, because basically Mystery Box Archives is what I've seen. I haven't finished it. I'll get to that later. It almost seems like several episodes that are basically an anthology. Every story seems separate. And the reason I haven't finished it is because there's, I believe, 7 episodes out right now, and each one is an hour long. So even though this series only popped up 9-10 days ago as of this recording, they already have over 6 hours of footage that you can go in and decode and solve. And I think this is something that was really planned out ahead of time. They have actors in it. They have excellent editing. And the reason I think it's, you know, planned ahead of time is because to release these hour-long videos almost every single day, then you gotta either have like a team and make it all in one day, or I think they're all pre-recording and it's gonna be like a season 1 type deal when they finish all the episodes. I might even make a video about it, trying to decode it myself. I'll probably get some help for that one. But I don't want to cover it just yet because it's still releasing content, and if I release something now, it'd be outdated very quick. I have a feeling they're going to go into like a season 1, season 2 concept, in which I'll cover season 1 and then wait for season 2. Or if they're just going to pump these out one day at a time for like every day, then shoot, I better get on it soon. But it's very excellent watch from what I have seen. I'm about halfway through the first episode. No, I didn't finish it in one sitting, but that's because I wanted to get to more research and script writing. I'll get to it soon. It looked really good from what I have seen, and I did watch about like 5 minutes of some of the other episodes, and it looks like it actually like even gets better over the course of it. It's clearly made by a passionate team, you know, people who really enjoy the genre and, you know, the art of film creation. Definitely do check out Black Tape series by the Mystery Box Archives, but only if you really like that puzzle solving and have a lot of free time. But for what I've seen, it's very good. So even if you don't like puzzle solving, you want to watch a simple anthology, then you can do that too.
Not a joke. Test 1. What do you see? There is not a face there. If you see a face, you are in a simulated reality. Test 2.
And next up is kind of a small one. This is for those of you that really like the horror tropes in analog horror. Now, don't get me wrong. I know I was kind of trashing it earlier, but if you like what you like, then I got a thing for you. I found this series that only has 2 episodes. It's very small, very new, but the reason I wanted to kind of point out is because I think it kind of lands some beats pretty well. It's a little cliche, and it has a lot of tropes, but it's literally like 3 minutes, both the videos put together. So you can go out and watch a little bit, get a good little mini scare. You know, Arkham Library does seem like a pretty interesting series so far. The first episode is more of like a mind horror, and then the second episode, if you watch it in the dark full screen like I usually do, then you can be kind of surprised at the tension it can build because you're expecting something that may or may not happen. I don't know, go watch it. It's 3 minutes. What's your excuse?
The Lord lives. The Lord breathes. He has risen once again to save us from corruption. This is not a test. He ascends from the heavens and has chosen...
And now, last but not least, we have the Cardinal channel. This one is probably, I believe, the biggest out of the ones I found so far. It is very interesting. If you guys like channel-based analog horror, this is definitely one to look out for. I watched one episode, And I immediately started watching more and more. I'm about like, you could probably finish it all in less than an hour, but because I was script writing at the time, I just watched like most of it. I'll get back to this one. Basically, it's kind of like a channel that's similar to EWTN, but more local. If you don't know what EWTN is, basically it's like a religious channel, except this one seems local, almost for like a small town. And the feelings that you can get when watching this can be horrifying. It does an excellent job at building up tension. And although it is a channel analog horror, analog horror channel type, web series, and it does have some cliches that other analog horror, puts into it, it does some stuff to differentiate itself from the other analog horror videos in the genre. What it does is, what a lot of analog horror does is basically, it'll start off kind of normal and then get to the scary bits, and then usually like one big scare at the end. A lot of horror follows this, the same timeline, but I've noticed analog horror does it a lot. I mean, just look at the Walten Files. It starts off as like, kind of like a normal, relatively normal, like, video, like something that could actually exist before it gets into the actual creepy bits. And what I think Cardinal does best is, from the first episode even, it starts off already distorted, so you're already on edge. And this is important because when you're already on edge, the best feeling in horror is like, let's say a jump scare is coming and you're just waiting for it to happen and you're scared because it's coming. You're probably more scared than after the jump scare happened. Well, this doesn't jump scare you, but it'll give you that horrifying feeling like something terrible is going to happen throughout the whole video. At least this is only going off the first episode, by the way. There's like 8 more episodes on this channel, and a lot of it can even almost seem like a shitpost kind of, but it can turn it and twist it into this creepy way that you didn't expect. I also enjoy that every episode is in bite-sized pieces, so you don't have time to watch the whole series. Each episode is only like 1 minute to like 5 minutes max, and I don't even think there's a 5-minute one. I'm just kind of going off my head here. But yeah, definitely a good bite-sized series. Definitely keep an eye on this one. This one was absolutely horrifying when I watched it. In the dark, full screen, because I just hate myself, I guess. Not to mention that the editing is on par with that of like Gemini Home Entertainment or Local 58, where basically it looks very good, very crisp. The voice acting is also not bad at all. And it's clearly a very high production compared to a lot of other analog horror coming out right now, the more unknown stuff. This is definitely high production. They got like original logos, they got original like characters that they only used for one episode, but they took the time to draw a character for it. They got voice actors, and then of course, like I mentioned earlier, the excellent editing. But yeah, I cannot get over like the fear I had in just watching an episode, almost like a claustrophobic sort of feel, where basically I was like tensing up because I felt like something was going to happen. And even though I never really got to like a jump scare, I still got scared when an event would occur in whatever episode I was watching. I'm starting to repeat myself, so go check out Cardinal cable channel. That's about it for now. I just wanted to find some, unknown, unfound analog horror that I think was worth getting some views and watching. Not all of them are on par with each other. I am aware the Arkham Library probably isn't as polished as the Cardinal cable channel. Sorry, but if you watch it, you'll know what I mean. But I feel like every creator deserves to get a shout out. Because, Cardinal cable channel probably has like a small team behind it, whereas Arkham Library probably is like one person. And I think every person is just trying to make content with what they have, so they all deserve an equal, ranking with each other. And, the more you support a channel, the more likely they're going to continue and improve over time. It's like an investment of your time, but it should be well worth it in the end. And I think a lot of these are honestly going to blow up pretty soon. So it's always good to get there before everyone else so you can brag about it, And also, Happy New Year's. I was going to make a Happy New Year video that was 40 minutes long, and then I didn't like the video anymore. So it's like half edited, and I don't even think I'm going to publish it. But let me know if you want to see it. By the way, my New Year's resolution is to try to post more often. I want to try and double the amount of videos I made last year, this year. That is my goal. And I'm definitely going to aim for twice a month at least. Obviously, if something happens, there may be an exception. But I'm also aiming for weekly. Basically, I want to aim for weekly, but at the very least, I want to do twice a month at least videos. And if I do end up sticking with the weekly route, I probably will have shorter videos just because I need to be able to make this in 1 week. If I have a 40-30 minute video, that will take me more than a week to edit and film and refilm and all that such. But that's the boring bits. Here's to a good 2023, and I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you for watching.